Hey everybody, Chuck Barone. Friday, December the 23rd, 2022. Wrapping up a crazy week, but we got a big weekend ahead of us here. Hopefully we can get this crazy market, the crazy government, and the crazy world we're living out of our minds for a few days and have some joy and some peace on earth and all that stuff. As always, we want to welcome you guys to the show. Thank you for your support. What you guys do for us every day means the world to us, guys. I really appreciate you. In the markets today, well, it was kind of a weird day in the markets. Some mixed data coming up with the Fed, government data coming out. We'll get to at the end here, or toward the end. But in the markets today, stock market up small. No real reason to rally. The data that came out, of course, was mixed and confusing. So I think it'll take a little bit of time to digest it all. Let's finish the week with a little bit of a gain. Why not? Bonds, on the other hand, down today. Yields up. 10-year up 8 basis points, settling at 3.75%. The 2-year up 6 basis points, settling at 4.33%. So the spread's narrowing in the bond market. The inversion is narrowing. I don't think that the bond market has much to look forward to next year. We'll see, though. I think that some of the economic numbers that came out today point to things not being quite as bad as we may have thought they were going to be. Obviously, all of this stuff is subject to change at a moment's notice, but the data we got today points to things maybe getting a little bit better economically for the country. It's okay. Dollar today basically flat, not much of a change at all, just a few basis points. 104.31 on the index, still the boss. Metals, on the other hand, had a decent day, up small. Gold up $5.30, settling at $1,798 per ounce. I know gold wants to get above $1,800 and will very soon and stay there. Silver, looking to get to $25, was up 20 cents today. $23.83 per ounce. I think we're going to see, gold 1,800 for sure any second now. Silver 25 very, very soon. Metals look like they want to rally. I think that as the dollar, it looks like the Fed might, well, anyway, I'm rambling on, but metals looking good to me. Oil market today up again. West Texas settling at $79.63, up $2.15 a barrel. Natural gas going crazy like always, $5.12 for their million BTUs, up 2.5% today. Not much of a move for that market's been going, gyrating up and down 10%, 15% moves on a daily basis. So kind of a quiet day for natural gas. Bitcoin up very small today, $22 last I saw, $16,815. Be very cautious with your crypto, as I've been warning on the show. This Bankman fraud guy's in jail. People are starting to flip. You're going to hear about amazing levels of fraud, amazing levels of theft and greed. Big losses coming. I think that it's hard not to have the contagion spread to the rest of these cryptocurrencies. There's just not much regulation. And I think if you start seeing big withdrawals in any of these exchanges, you might see the same kind of situation you had with FTX. So be cautious with that stuff, guys. News you guys need today. Consumer inflation, the PCE, the index that the Fed follows, showing inflation, top line inflation, 5.5% year over year. Core inflation, 4.7%. While not great numbers, these are considerably better than the CPI numbers we've been seeing. I'm sure CPI will always come in higher just because of the way they calculate rents. But this is good news, guys. This inflation that looks like what the Fed has been doing with rates has slowed the economy enough where demand is kind of dampening. We also got consumer spending today showing that consumer spending really slowing, only up 0.1% last month, which is basically, when you factor in inflation, it's basically no gains in consumer spending. Incomes, however, continuing to rise. After-tax income up 0.3% from last month. So People are making a little bit more money, spending a little less. Hopefully that's the mantra from the people watching our show, right, guys? So this is not terrible data we're getting here. Now, obviously, we all have to take this stuff with a little bit of a grain of salt. We know that the government may want to, for political purposes, skew some of this data to make things look a little bit better than they really are. But, we're starting to see some signs of relief with this inflation. Here in Nevada, gas finally under $4 a gallon. We were seeing some relief at the pumps, seeing some relief at, stores are having sales. I was out doing my ho-ho-hoing yesterday. And, well, not everything's on sale. They got stuff moving, people shopping. The parking lots, it was kind of a weird thing. The parking lots were jam-packed full of cars. I thought I was going to walk into a nightmare. And I guess everybody's just driving themselves around now because there were a lot of cars, but not a lot of people in the mall. It was weird. But anyway, we're almost done with my ho-hoing. Just a few little odds and ends to pick up and get that finished. But anyway, getting back to the economic data, guys, I know we all kind of it's been a very negative year. And I know we're all kind of feeling very negative about, the way things are going here. But this data is actually good news, telling us that maybe things are turning in the right direction. If we can get this inflation number down, rates, they are what they are. But it would be nice if we didn't have to suffer a really severe recession to get these inflation numbers back down to normal. I don't know if that's possible or not. 5.5% is still a pretty ugly number. 4.7 core is even a little bit worse because the core numbers harder to move than the top line numbers. But if consumers are going to slow their spending, this shows that the interest rate hikes are starting to bite a little bit. I think we still have some concerns with this wage price thing that's been going on. I think that's going to keep the Fed on the lookout and vigilant. We'll see where they go. They're going to have we'll see where they go. I don't think they have a meeting in January. I think the first one comes in February. So we'll see where they go with rates. We'll see what the data looks like coming in between now and then. We'll get fourth quarter GDP numbers. It's going to show a positive GDP for the year for the U.S. So I don't know, guys. The data is just so very confusing right now. So I tell you this. The advice we've been giving you guys since we started this show, and we've been going now 6 whole months. More than 6 months. We started June 16th. We're now past that, so we're 6 months. And for 6 months, I've been hammering these very same basic economic principles. Save some money from all the income you get. The target being 10%. I know that's hard right now. But if you're saving 10% of your income, in my mind, you may not be rich, but you're wealthy because you're living within your means. And you're actually in surplus because you're putting money away every single paycheck, every single month. And over the course of a year and years, that starts to really add up, even if it doesn't seem like much when you're actually putting the money away. We've been advising you guys to invest your money conservatively. Utilities, preferred stocks, big dividend paying consumer non-durables, soaps and food, healthcare, military stocks, defense stocks. This is the stuff we've been telling you guys to take a good look at. These categories, in spite of the market being in horrible shape, these categories have done reasonably well, right? We've been advising you guys to, if you can, pay down your existing debt, but above all, go out of your way to add no new debt, if that's humanly possible. We've been advising you guys to be very cautious and disciplined in the way you spend your money. There's nothing wrong with spending. We all have to live and have a quality of life here, guys, right? But we just want you to be a little more cautious or thoughtful, is the word, I guess, in how you spend your money. Do a lot less impulse buying. Do more thought out, plan stuff. Stay within your budget. If you're buy whatever you want if you're saving 10% of your income. But if you're not to that number yet, do what you can to get to that number next year, right? This is going to, It sounds harder than it really is, guys. It really does. Oops, we had a little glitch. We're splicing this in at the end, so if there's some weird editing, you know why. But anyway, back to my point. It sounds harder than it is. Once you start, it becomes a habit. After a little bit of time, things really start to accumulate, especially if we have a little bit better market conditions next year. You'll be living in surplus. It'll be a lifestyle change. You'll be really, really, really glad you did. It takes a little bit of discipline to get started, but after you form the habit, it's one you'll be glad you have. Anyway, that's it, guys. Just want to sign off by wishing all of you, each and every one of you, every member of your family, the very merriest and happiest of Christmases. Let's get away from the crazy for a while, the government and the markets and all the crazy stuff we have to deal with, and have some joy and some peace on earth and some good food and, you know, presents and fun times with family. May the blessing of God be with all of you guys this year coming up. Bless us all, our family here, and good tidings to the United States of America and all our citizens. We really appreciate your guys' support. Looking forward to a great weekend. The Bills are in Chicago, going to be freezing their butts off, minus 20-degree wind chill they're predicting. But I got to say before we go Bills. See you guys again on Monday. We'll have another week of crazy next week to finish the year. Till we talk then, guys. Take care. Thanks.